Excuse me, line 5. You're live on the Human Zoo on Talksport. Good evening to you.
Good evening, Tommy.
Professor Hawking.
This is Professor Stephen Hawking.
It is.
A cause of much controversy in the world of cosmology is whether the Big Bang will be followed by a corresponding Big Crunch, in which all of space and time will contract into a singularity. I theorize that it will. Some say this is a dreadful prospect, as it means that everything is ultimately futile, that all human endeavor, knowledge, art, and even love itself, is all for nothing. But I say every cloud has a silver lining. At least there is a mathematical certainty that there will finally be an end to Cliff Richard's recording career, which currently is in danger of outlasting eternity. I don't know about you, but oblivion is a small price to pay for that. And now, I'd like to finish with a song. A song my father used to sing to me when I was just a little boy. Like a man, my son. No woman's worth crawling on the earth. So walk like a man, my son.
Professor Stephen Hawking making a second appearance on the show this evening. The kid's good. He knows just about where the edge is, and he's got a future. Thank you for that. Twice in one evening, don't push it. I used to work on a children's quiz show called What's Happening, which actually involved all the independent radio stations in Britain sending teams of youngsters to take part in a news quiz. Quite a good idea, and it worked very well. Ran it for 3 years on ITV. And before the show went live, then what you had to do was you'd have an audience, and they'd be other youngsters from other schools, and the parents of the children who were on the teams, and their minders, because you used to get minders, and there'd be various people, local authority people who used to have to come along if you had a studio full of children and so on and so forth. And about 5 minutes before we went on air, I would say, right, well, hello everybody, welcome, and we're about to do a show, and so blah blah. And I'd go around, I'd speak to a couple of people in the audience just to get the whole studio a little bit sort of friendlier and everything. And then I'd say, has anybody got any jokes? And children used to tell jokes, and they used to be nice ones, Except I've never forgotten that one afternoon, it's about 2 minutes to on-air time, and the studio audience of 9, 10, 11, 12, 13-year-old children, and I went, has anybody got a joke? And this angelic little girl put her hand up. She's about 11, I think. And I said, yes, and I put the microphone in front of her, and she went, oh, God, so embarrassing. To begin with, she went, what's pink and hard first thing in the morning? Your whole career flashes in front of you, and I looked up, and all these adults craned forward, and we'll get him now. And what do? Do you go, oh, well, anyway, moving swiftly on? Or do you go, I don't know what is pink and hard first thing in the morning?
Well, you move swiftly on that.
Well, I split the difference, actually, because I'm not afraid.
Yeah,
and I'm known for that.
Yeah,
I'm known for that.
Yeah.
And I went, I don't know. And she went, the Financial Times crossword.
Yeah.
True. Isn't that good? Isn't that good?
No, but I'm just trying to perfect myself, you see.
Well, you're a long way off, aren't you?
Well, I'm better than you.
Loose cannon.
Well, at rap, I should hope you bloody well are.
Yeah, well then.
Yeah, well, you can stick it. Who wants it?
Yeah, you can shove
finished.
up your ass.
It's over.
Over and what?
Over and dead and buried. It's useless. It never had anything to say. It never will. It didn't change the world, and people will not be spending $2.25 million.
What type of music changed the world?
Listen to me talking.
What type of music changed the world?
Listen to me
no,
talking.
What type of music changed the world?
Listen to me talking and drink it in.
Met a retarded kid named Greg.
What I can do.
Smashed the door, beat him over the head with a peg.
This is no.
Went
this
to
is
bed
poor.
with a keg. Woke up with a 40.
And he built himself a cat, and he was a bat, and that was a cool hat, because he was dry, and that was cool.
Spontaneous human combustion, leaving you in the aftermath. life. Of all the balls and dramas. First of all, music blowing up your house, killing your parents, they're coming back to get your foster mamas.
Yo, you
and I'm as good as keeping a promise as Nostradamus, right? Make it no more crap. I'm doing that drive-bys and tending Corvettes on Vietnam war beds. I'm more or less sick in the head.
If
Maybe
you
more
want to stay on the radio, let's have a conversation, otherwise you'll have to go. Do you want a conversation or not?
No.
Well, I mean, that's garbage. That is garbage, what you just did. It's like saying that, like, what Stanley Unwin could do, and you've never heard of him, but he was vocal and he was verbal and he's better than you, right?
He wasn't rap.
He's like Shakespeare. And
He wasn't rap.
And he never tried to be.
Yeah, so why should I try to be anything different?
But be somebody. Say something of your own. Make up something of your own. Be somebody.
I just
be
did.
you. But don't be all those sad American Midwest black losers. Be yourself.
I'm myself.
But no, you're not. You're being somebody else.
Only set of horn. I was born with a set of horns.
No,
Metaphors attached to my dang umbilical cords.
Age. Poor fella. I mean, God, can you imagine he's your mate? Or, you know, you go to school with him.
Loose cannon.
Oh, God, can you imagine him in the sixth form common room? Coming in the morning, you know, say...
with a loose cannon.
Hello, Dave. Did you watch Match of the Day last night? Ellen, Henson, he is a Benson, and Brewer, and Lineker is not a good finisher.
I'm going to make it in time for register.
Just drift away. You're going to be a lonely old man. He's gone. Live on the Human Zoo.
Hi, Tommy, it's me.
Hello, me.
You love Timmy Mallet.
I hate him, but thank you for the memory. Appalling man.
Your program is absolutely rubbish.
It's awful, isn't it? How long have you been listening this evening?
Since 10 o'clock last night.
9 hours?
But, various reasons.
But you don't care.
Sorry?
The point is, you don't care.
I don't actually, 'cause I quite like the night.
It's fantastic.
So I can sleep during the day when
if you're an
around.
If you have difficulty sleeping, and you've got what it takes to adjust your philosophy to who cares, great, more time for me. I think insomniacs are lucky. I think people who sleep too much should go to the doctor. Seriously, because you're wasting your life. Supposing you live to be 90 and you manage 10 hours, 12 hours sleep per thing, you've only really lived to be 45. Seriously. Whereas insomniacs, people who don't sleep, people with alert minds, because dull people with dull minds don't find it difficult to fall asleep. But sometimes they force themselves to stay awake so they can call this show. Let's go straight to the phones, shall we? You know, just as the man said, in order to be happy, it is not necessary only that you succeed, but also that others should fail.
No delay.
No delay. It's clear that in order to be a good broadcaster, it is necessary not only that you must entertain a great many people, but that you must also hack off a considerable number of people. Line 5, you're live on Talksport. Good morning.
Hello, it's Tommy Boyds, is it?
That's my name, yes. What's your name?
What I phoned about? Am I on Talk Radio now?
You sure are.
Yeah. What I phoned about is you said you believe that Hiroshima and Nagasaki didn't happen.
Well, something terrible happened there, but I'm not sure it's exactly what we've been told.
Well, the thing is, what about all the people who are suffering from radiation burns and radiation sickness?
Good question. There's no denying that something terrible happened in those two places. But whether it was necessarily an atom bomb of the destructive proportions that we've been led to believe is worth questioning, isn't it? Because nobody have they? And you should always question everything. That's what I was brought up to believe.
Yes, but I mean, it's only an atom bomb that, you know, people can receive such burns and such sickness. You know, it's only from atom bombs. There's no other bomb that can do that, is there?
Well, the Germans gave up researching an atom bomb because they realised that it couldn't be created. About 30 years ago, the Allies conceded that they did have an atom bomb which didn't actually have any destructive power, but it could disseminate lethal doses of radiation.
Yeah.
It was called a neutron bomb.
Yeah.
The neutron bomb couldn't knock down buildings,
Yeah.
but it would kill anybody who was contaminated by its products.
Yeah.
And the Germans had said all along that that was all you could ever do with an atom bomb.
Yeah.
It wouldn't create heat and it wouldn't create much in the way of blast.
Yeah.
But it would disseminate an awful lot of lethal radiation.
Yeah, yes, but do you really think that...
Well, I haven't finished, if you don't mind me just...
Okay.
I think, the thing is, if I may say so, I may be jumping to a conclusion with you, sir.
Yeah.
But you might have your opinion long before you've heard the various facts.
Yeah.
That would be wrong, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
As I mentioned on the show last night, 3 weeks before Hiroshima, the Americans tested a new type of incendiary device over Tokyo.
Yeah.
Which caused more destruction and more loss of life.
Yeah.
Than happened in Hiroshima.
I find that hard to believe.
It's a fact.
Yeah.
Over 90,000 dead.
Yeah.
In Tokyo.
Yeah.
With one attack.
Yeah. Yes, but I've seen photographs and films of those attacks on Tokyo.
We all have.
They haven't looked anything as bad as Hiroshima or Nagasaki.
They look exactly as bad as Hiroshima and Nagasaki. They look identical. It's an interesting thought, isn't it?
Yeah.
You see, you, as a student of history, which you clearly are.
Yeah.
You would be aware.
I wouldn't say that.
Well, you would be aware of the folklore then that the Japanese fighting people do not surrender easily.
Yeah.
The Japanese government saw the writing on the wall. They knew that America was a force that they couldn't reckon with.
Yeah.
Their problem wasn't trying to defeat America. They'd resigned themselves to their defeat.
Yeah.
Months prior to Hiroshima, and had been talking to Washington about how to surrender, knowing that their big problem was persuading their troops to surrender.
Yeah.
They needed a big reason to surrender. And then suddenly, from nowhere, up pop the Allies with this invincible weapon of mass destruction.
Yeah.
It's a thought, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
And all the footage that we've ever seen of atomic blasts looks distinctly fishy and cheesy.
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
And then from about 1957 onwards, it was all underground tests. So all you ever see is the Earth going...
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, what does that prove?
Well, nothing really.
So why do we believe it? Why is it that over the last 150 years, more and more people are saying, well, I don't believe in God, just because we were taught it and made to believe it. I don't believe it. But nobody questions contemporary history and says, well, I don't necessarily believe that happened. But we should, shouldn't we?
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose so, yeah. Yeah.
You're coming round a bit now, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just worth thinking about, that's all I say.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Nice to talk to you. Thank you for your call. 08700 40 50 62. Line 6. Good morning, Line 6. You're live on Talksport. Hello.
Give Michaela Strachan a good seeing, too.
Well, I never tried. A fine woman. It would have got in the way of a very enjoyable working relationship that I had with her. She's good pal of mine. She sometimes comes round and stays if she's down our way. She lives in Bristol now, very happily. Do you know the bit that gets to me? The bit that, you come across snippets of support as evidence of a conspiracy, and you think, well, yeah, maybe not. I remember somebody saying, if that lunar module, we're led to believe that the surface of the moon is some form of talcum powder, several inches deep.
Yeah.
Maybe deeper than that. And if that lunar module had landed using downward thrusting jets to land softly, to cushion its blow, which is what we're led to believe happened, yeah?
That would have created an awful lot of dust.
It would have created yes, exactly. It would have created a cloud of dust that would have taken a
long way to disappear, absolutely. Yeah.
Not only that, the clear impressions left by those jet burners would have been, it would have sent up craters, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would.
And yet that thing seems to have landed almost on a rope.
It's very strange, Tommy. I know that there's some guys in America that, have done an awful lot of research, and, even like photographers and professional photographers have debunked the official NASA photographs,
Mm.
and can easily debunk them. They say that some of them are amateurish,
Yeah.
completely amateurish.
Well, so certainly some of the footage that's supposed to show atomic bombs being tested in the Pacific,
Well, they are amateurish.
if you were to see them in a Godzilla movie, you would say, oh dear, aren't the special effects awful?
Yeah.
The one that particularly strikes me shows what appears to be, what is supposed to be, an atomic bomb going off in the sea, and it is ringed by the silhouettes of little ships, little, I suppose, sort of American destroyers and battleships and things. And they are so obviously cardboard cutouts.
You can very much tell he's a troubled man, which is very sad.
Out of adversity comes forth art. I've always said that. It's a more boring version of what Orson Welles said in The Third Man about Italy had 400 years of war and that produced the Renaissance. Switzerland has had 1,000 years of peace, and what have they given us? The cuckoo clock.
Very nice.
That's
Very nice.
Sorry?
You're on Talksport. Sorry, it's a bit sudden, isn't it? But we're doing it like this evening. What's your name?
Rodney O'Neill.
How are you, Rodney?
Okay, not too bad.
Well, you're on. What can we do you for?
I just really, wanted to chat really about, Northern Ireland. And I don't know a lot about it, but I've seen a couple of things about it on TV. I see that Tony Blair's let out all the politicians and whatnot, all the whatever the word, I don't know what the correct phrase.
Do you know why you're telling us this?
Oh, it's just something to talk about, really.
Oh, we can do better than this, pal.
Well, can you suggest any other topic to talk about?
No, it doesn't work like that. Conversation doesn't work like that.
Well, I mean...
Conversation doesn't work like that, and it is very poor, I have to say, whenever I found that it does. It's like you have you ever been to a dinner party?
No, I haven't, no.
No, I've been to 2.
Yeah.
Don't ever go.
No.
No, don't ever go, because it doesn't matter if there's 4, 6, 8 or 12, at some point somebody will say, so...
Sorry?
What? Hang on. Somebody will say, so, what about house prices? And off you go. And there's 45 minutes on house prices.
Mm-hmm.
Always. Then somebody will say, has anybody booked a holiday yet this year? And off you go.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like that. And it's so fake, facile, awful. What really concerns you?
Mm-hmm. No, what really concerns...
I'm asking you.
Yeah.
Because Northern Ireland doesn't.
No, it's...
What really concerns you is that you might not have enough milk for your cup of tea in the morning, have you?
You're right there, yeah.
There you see?
Yep.
Voila.
Yeah.
Voila. And we don't want to have to use that UHT, do we? Not that we've got any.
No, correct.
There you are, you see. It's the small stuff of humanity which concerns us.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how to follow that, really.
Don't analyse it, just,
Go with the flow.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what to say now. I'm lost.
Well, I find it, it's probably a more sympathetic conversation than pretending that we each of us pretending we know something about Northern Ireland. Because that's not us, is it?
Well,
what's your passion?
Well, I haven't really got a passion.
You must get a passion. You must get a passion. All psychologists and philosophers agree. You can only be contented if you have a passion in life.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be saving the whale.
Yeah.
It could be football.
Yeah.
It keeps a lot of people sane.
Mm-hmm. It is. Well, it's a good idea. It is a sort of a good idea to have something to concentrate upon and something, to fill your time.
Something you believe in. Something that you something that excites you. And it's got to bring you down sometimes, because if it doesn't bring you down, it's like love. If it doesn't bring you down, it's not much good, because it's never going to lift you up. So, Right, what's your name?
Ray.
Ray. Right, we used to do this, right? Ray, can you imagine the end of the universe?
No.
No, so the universe is infinite.
Very much so.
So the universe is infinite, there's an infinite number of stars and planets.
Mm-hmm.
If there's an infinite number of planets, then somewhere in the universe there is a planet which is absolutely identical to this.
The chances are very good.
Except the only difference on the entire planet
Mm-hmm.
is that you were christened Bob, not Ray. And there's another planet, which is entirely identical to this planet. The only difference is, you are called Ray, but you phoned a phone-in show, and the presenter's called
John.
Sue. Yeah.
John, Sue, Mary, whatever.
And if you believe in the infinity of the universe, you cannot actually argue with that extrapolation.
No, you can't.
Because an infinite number of planets means an infinite number of possibilities.
You need to read a book by Robert Heinlein, where he invents a car that can go through different parallel universes, if you like. And it's very similar to the that program where you got the 5 people that have transported themselves into another universe or whatever, branch off into a new one.
And yet the funny thing with all these possibilities, many of them absolute certainties, we'll still carry on doing a whole timetable of irrelevant things tomorrow, each of us and every one of us. Even though we know or have strong suspicions that the things that you're saying are perfectly true, we can't find a way of building them into our normal lives. It doesn't have any meaning. It's just small enough for us to be able to incorporate it into our real lives. But we can't incorporate something which we all know, can scarcely imagine the immensity of, and that's the universe and the meaning of life. So we carry on.
Perhaps it's because it doesn't affect us directly.
Oh, it does. It does. Nothing affects us more directly, but we can't make sense of it and convert that sense into anything which has fabric for our normal lives. So we just carry on with the usual drudge and irrelevance and hope that there's something relevant about the goodness that we're doing. And I hope that there is.
No, well, can I just...
We're putting it.
Take your trousers off as well.
I won't do that.
No, I mean not you. I mean at home.
I can.
Take your trousers off.
Take your trousers off and set a spell. That was from the Beverly Hillbillies.
Yep. Set a spell if you want.
Take your trousers off and set a spell.
That's what you want.
10-6, you're live on the Human Zoo. Good evening.
Yeah, hello there. Earlier on I heard a caller said that you was a school teacher. Is that true?
I qualified as a teacher, yes.
Yeah, because somebody with your mindset that would want to become a teacher, that's why obviously you like to try and humiliate and put down your callers and make yourself look cleverer than them then. And I've always wondered why. Now I know that you're trained to be a teacher, that's obviously why. And also why you're...
Can I just ask you something before you finish?
Yeah.
Are you going to stay, or are you going to take the easy way out and put the phone down?
No, I'm going to stay.
Excellent. Excellent. I've done a lot of other things as well, Pat.
I know you have. You're so impressed with qualifications as well. In the past, I've heard you say to people, what qualifications have you got for service? What qualification? You're so easily impressed by qualifications.
No, if I can
and you don't know anything yourself.
No, wait. Okay. I've never asked anybody for their qualifications, but what I do ask is what evidence people have.
No, I've heard you many times ask, what qualifications have you got saying that?
If I can be specific,
I can be specific with you as well.
Yes, in the realm of professional expertise, it's a valid question to ask someone whether they are qualified in the area where they profess expertise. It's not necessary, but it's valid to ask whether you're talking to a brain surgeon if they're talking about lobotomies. Do you see what I'm saying? Then you know which territory the conversation deserves to occupy. So the question, do you have any qualifications in this regard, is purely a professional journalistic inquiry. It only annoys you when it turns out that they ain't got none.
But it doesn't matter if they've got any. The biggest qualification...
It does.
No, to you, because you're impressed by qualifications. Because you have the mindset to train to become a teacher. You had that mindset of what a qualification is all about, is to make you useful to the system.
Yeah.
And that's the system then can pick your brains and know that you will conform, you will do what you're told, and you will conform within the system.
Yeah.
That's the whole what the education system is about.
I couldn't agree with you more.
That's what it's all about.
Yes.
And
Hang on a second. No, hold on a second. No, we're not going to have a diatribe from you, Pet. If you want a diatribe, you've come to the wrong bloke. Because I could diatribe for England. So don't diatribe at me. Right, let's have a conversation. Now, you don't like the education system. Nor do I. That's why I left it.
Yeah, but so, again, you're reflecting. Why didn't you stay there and try and change it? There's too many people like you in your...
Wait a second, okay. So now the fact that we agree about education is no good for you. Now I should have stayed and tried to change it. Is that what you're saying now? Isn't that a little bit mobile of you?
No, it's a little bit articulate of me because I get fed up with you trying to put your callers down because that's what you do.
Let me promise you that articulate is not what it was of you.
Yes, it is, because that's what teachers do. They try to make the pupils look stupid.
Agile is what it was of you, but it wasn't articulate, it was agile.
Okay, well, as you believe that yourself are quite agile or articulate, you should have tried and stayed within the education system, and when the kids come in front of you, tell them what life is about. It's going to be a long, hard struggle.
That's what I'm doing.
Push.
If I can interrupt you again for a second, pal, that is exactly what I'm doing in the classroom that I have now, which gives me an opportunity to do that for a greater number of children than if I was still at Feltham Comprehensive.
Yeah, but I don't think you do, Tommy. I think that you sit in your position and pontificate your own point of views, and you don't actually, and you have got a privileged position where you could make a change. You could make a change to society. You could help people get thinking in the right direction.
How do you do that?
But you don't.
All
you do is you wait for people to come on.
No. How do you do that? Look, can we just do something? Let's make this constructive rather than destructive. What your main aim is that you want to be rude to me. That's not going to get us anywhere.
I don't want to be rude to you at all.
Be constructive then, and I really, really would like to know how you think that could be done.
Right, I think that broadcasters in general, yourself, James Whale, you're all of the same ilk. You try and find...
This is being negative again. Let's not talk about what goes wrong. Let's talk about how it should be done right.
Right, then
I want affirmation from you, not destruction.
Right, you should pick on subjects which that are exciting for people to listen to. Nobody wants to listen to a load of boring old gumph.
E.g.
Example.
Yeah.
Well, education is one of the perfect. One of the perfect.
How does this work? How does this work then? Talk me through the actual mechanics of such a piece of broadcasting.
Well, again, trying to be one little drop of rain in a big shower.
No, it's not specific. Be specific.
Right, you should, when you get on, pontificate about the system that you work for instance. The way that you work for, I believe the media guy's got his paws on talk radio now, and hence the changes of it over the last year or so.
You're drifting off the point here. Be specific.
No, I'm not drifting off the point.
Yes, you are. You're not being specific and constructive in an affirming way about something that ought to happen. You're actually sloping off now into all sorts of conspiracy theories. Leave that alone. Focus your mind and see if you can keep your mind there for more than just a few minutes, or even for a minute would be fine. The question in front of you is specific and clear. Be specific about a specific idea in a broadcast situation, in a program like this, where we can use education and a discussion about education which is going to bring positive benefits to young people today.
Right, I think then, if you brought the subject up and found all the facts on that particular subject, such as the wealth distribution of this country, and bring in proper argument about, is it right and fair and just the fact that 10% of the people in this country own 90% of the wealth? Where is the justification of that? And let's talk about the justification
now,
of
just let me
that.
interrupt you for a second here. All right. This is something that you don't understand, and this is very important. Whether you're standing in front of a blackboard, or these days an overhead projector, or whether you're standing in front of a microphone, all right, you have to be interesting. Now, if you say to a classroom of children, and I've done this, or if you say to a nation full of listeners, and I've never done this, I am now going to talk to you about the iniquities of wealth distribution in Britain, in your classroom, they will switch off. Oh, good morning to you.
Hi, Tommy, it's Roger.
Hello, Roger.
Can I talk about Good Friday?
By all means.
Well, I mean, I don't know, what's your take on it all? Because I was thinking earlier on, you know, and all this was shoved down my throat at school, but the whole point of Christianity is that Jesus is supposed to have died for our sins, but if he knew he was dying and coming back 3 days later, what sort of sacrifice is that?
This is a very good point. I must admit I hadn't cottoned that one.
I just wonder whether, I know you're knowledgeable in such things, Tom, I just wondered if you had any thoughts about the whole resurrection.
No, you've given me a whole new line of approach there, I must say. What kind of a sacrifice was that then, if he knew he was going to be all right in 3 days' time?
Well, exactly, yeah, and millions of people have based their whole lives on it. I mean,
Absolutely. I was listening to I don't know, have you ever listened to one of those deep spiritual American stations that for some reason you can get in this country?
No, I don't think I have, actually.
Mesmerising. There's a couple just down the line from us, really. I wouldn't advise. but they're there. And I was listening to this guy, and he was can I just do it? I'll see if I can do it right. He was going on about Good Friday, and it was going like this. He was going, you know, you go down the dial. I was wandering down the dial, and suddenly I get this. And that is what is so amazing to me. That is what is so amazing to me and a great many people on this planet of ours, planet Earth. To believe that our Lord hung himself on the cross and stayed on the cross. He could have got down from the cross, but he chose to stay on the cross. Why did he choose to stay on the cross? To die for our sins. And it was all that. But the chap was making the point that actually Jesus could have got down from the cross. He could have done it, could have been another miracle, but he decided not to. You know, water into wine, walking on water, dirty, you know, people picking up their beds and walking. Could have done all that. Therefore, could have got down off the cross. Didn't want to, because he wanted to make the ultimate sacrifice. But, of course, along comes Roger at this time of the morning and reminds us that he must have known he was going to be all right.
Well, it's like when he was up on the cross, he's supposed to have said something about, why have you forsaken me, or something like that.
Eloi, Eloi, lama sabachthani.
Indeed, yeah.
I don't know what language that is. But that's what he said.
But that sounds more like somebody doesn't know what's going on rather than someone who's got all knowledge of what's going to happen and stuff, doesn't it?
I believe it's Hebrew for my father, why hast thou forsaken me? You're quite right. But anyway. Well,
I asked this at school, but I never got an answer, so I thought you'd be the man to ask, Tom. But
well, funny enough, I was sat down this afternoon waiting for the Pompey-Charlton game to come on, and I said to my wife, I'm not having anything to eat today because I overdid it yesterday. But she nevertheless baked 4 hot cross buns and gave one to the 2 boys each and one to myself, which I duly ate. And I looked at it and I thought, what a funny old thing. It's a bun, and on it they have scored the ultimate instrument of death by torture. Fantastic. A very nice little item of confectionery there. Lovely, you know.
Yeah,
strange. Could have been so many things. Could have been a gallows. Could have been. Because there's a slightly sacrilegious, but I don't care. It's not Good Friday anymore, so he's on the mend. But somebody said that actually, in those times, they didn't do crucifixions of common criminals because they couldn't spare the wood.
Really?
Yes. They used to stone them to death. And so, instead of crossing yourself when you get into the boxing ring, or, you know, like sportsmen do, instead what they ought to do is like pepper their head with their fist and sort of go... we'll get damned for this conversation, you know.
This is weird.
You and me will burn.
Strange. Yeah, I mean, I thought, like, temptation's a sin, isn't it? But doesn't that make heaven a sin, then?
Yeah, very good point.
I really must go to bed. I keep thinking about stuff like this.
Have a good evening.
Tom, can I just plug the website before I go?
Go ahead.
It's tommyboyd.co.uk if anyone wants to come and have a chat.
tommyboyd.co.uk. Nice one. Thank you, Roger.
Cheers, Tom. Bye.
Sleep well. 08700 40 50 60. Email tommy@talksport.co.uk. Line 4, you're live on Talksport. Good morning.
Yeah, hello.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, I want to talk about Tommy Martin.
Mm-hmm.
I think he was
I think he was right.
To murder somebody. Dangerous ground there.
Well, yeah, I know, but wouldn't we do the same?
No. Who's
Wouldn't
we?
you?
I wouldn't. I hope you wouldn't as well, because you're saying that what you do is murder somebody. You've got to be clear about this.
No, but...
You've got to be clear about this. Sorry, you've got to be clear about this. We've got to be responsible here. That was murder.
Yeah.
And it's still illegal.
Yeah.
And on the radio, you can't condone or promote anything which is illegal. I happen to go along with that. I think it's a good idea.
Well, yeah, I know, but
so let's get
I think we
sensible
all can sympathise with his action.
No, not me, not in the slightest, not in the least bit.
Why not?
One iota. Because it was murder and it's illegal.
Yeah, but supposing you were in your bed at night...
Don't give me any of that.
No,
I am in my bed every night.
Yeah, but supposing you were and someone broke into your house and you came downstairs, what would you do?
Look, pal, I'm not prepared to play this game because it always gets stupid. It's pretty stupid to start with.
Well,
Yes, it is. It's pretty stupid because you can't give me enough information for me to tell you what I do, and in any case, what I do is neither here nor there.
What information do you want?
You couldn't give me enough because you're not articulate or intelligent enough to give me enough information for me to act out exactly what I would do under those circumstances.
No, I don't think so.
You prune you are, if that's the best you can come up with.
No,
God's sake, I mean, what time of night is it exactly? Go ahead. Who else is in the house?
What it's about?
Was the landing light on or the hall light on? Or both of them?
Well, no, it doesn't matter.
It does matter. I want all the information. I'm an intelligent man. Everything counts.
So am I.
Yeah, well, let's do it then. Come on, pal.
Okay, come
you
on.
You want to paint a picture? Let's have it then. What
Right.
time of night is it?
Right, I think that
You're making this up slowly now.
No,
This
I'm
is
not
not good
at
enough.
all.
I want to know what time it is.
No, it's 2:06.
It's 2:06. Now you're getting good. Okay, it was my landing light on.
No.
Why not? I always
you
leave the
haven't
landing
switched it
light
on,
on.
have you?
I always leave the landing light on. I've got children, you fool.
Well,
This
you
is no
should leave,
good.
You should leave the bathroom light on, not the landing light.
Why, what's wrong with leaving the landing light on? You see the problem you're having?
There's too much light.
You see the problem you're having? What, for what? For what? For your stupid little idea. There's too much light in
No,
my house.
anyway, let's get back to the point.
Well, you want to put me in a situation I'd never be in because it's the kind
No,
of situation which you're going to
Hang on.
slant in order to support your
Let's
rather
get back
tragic
to the point.
end of peer view, which
Let's
is that
get
it's
back to
fine
the
to
point.
murder somebody. That's your
Yeah.
point. It's
No,
a
my
bad point.
My point is...
And you tried to support it
No,
with a
no,
bad
no.
idea,
No,
which was
my
a piece
point-
of fiction
If
that
you listen for
depended...
1 second...
I'm not interested in what you've got to say. Do you not understand
Are you not?
that? No.
So why are you on the radio?
Because, what do you mean? Because I'm entertaining and interesting, and you're not.
I am.
You're
I'm
not.
more interesting
You're
than
dull.
You are.
You want to talk about something that's been talked about ad nauseum for the last 3 or 4 days by people who ought to have more interesting things to talk about, like you, for example.
No, I just
This has
think
got nothing to do with you, this case.
Okay.
Nothing to do with you at all.
So what would you like me to
You're
talk
not
about?
anything to do with yourself as a human being.
Right, okay. We'll talk about my father.
Much better.
Yeah?
Much better.
Is that okay?
It's not okay, it's just much better. There's no okay about it. Have I cut you off?
No, you haven't yet.
Well, get on with it then.
But you will do soon.
Be a human
No doubt.
being. Be a human being. Don't try and be somebody who's got some poxy little view about an issue.
No.
Sod the issue thing.
I just
Leave
hate-
the Tony Martin.
I just
Tony
hate-
Martin, not Tommy Martin. Leave
hate-
it alone.
I hate scrotty little scrotes.
Well, leave it alone.
That people that, just interfere with your business. And that's what's... That's
Well, that's
what
the
annoys
same as
me.
you. This case has got nothing to do with you.
No, it hasn't.
It's got to do with the...
No.
It's got to do with... What about the mother of the kid who's dead? The only picture she's got of that boy...
I appreciate that.
Wait a minute. You brought up parents. Where's his father, the murdered boy?
Sorry?
Where's his father? You brought up your father. Where's his father, the murdered boy?
Where is his father?
Yes, I'm asking you where his father is. Fathers are important to you.
Well, they are.
You love
yeah.
your father. Where's his father?
Well, I appreciate that.
I'm asking the question.
Yeah.
Where's his father?
Well, he's not here.
Where is he?
Well, he's dead.
Is he?
Yeah.
He's not.
Is he not?
No.
Oh, right.
Where is he? Do you care?
Well, yeah, to some extent.
Let's care about the boy who's dead then. Let's care about his father. Where's his father?
Will you tell me?
You don't know, do you? Why didn't you look that one up instead of lurching towards your... How would you feel if you came downstairs and there was somebody in your hole? What about saying, where's his father? Where's his mother? Where's the boy's mother? Go ahead.
Right.
Who's his mother? Where's the boy's mother?
Well, she's at home.
What sort of a home?
And she'll be grieving.
What sort of a home?
Well, I don't know. I don't know enough about the case.
You don't know damn all about the other things that matter, which is the humanity of a case like this.
Well, no.
You just see yourself charging across the landing with a gun.
No, you can't pontificate about things like that.
I'm pontificating I'm pontificating you right back into your rabbit hutch.
No, because you don't
Where you
know.
belong.
You don't know enough.
I do. I know more than you do about
Go
the
on, then.
background
Tell me, where's
of the
mother?
family.
Where's the mother?
No, you go and look it up.
Tell me,
Which
where's
newspaper
the
do you
mother?
take? Which newspaper do you take?
Where's the mother?
Which newspaper do you take?
That's got nothing to do with it.
I'm asking the question.
I take the Times and I take the Mirror.
Then you should have found out the circumstances of the boy's family.
Right. Okay, so did that give him the right to go in and burglar, like, a farmhouse?
If you think that's the point, then nothing I can say will be of any use to you.
So what is the point?
It's all lost on you if you don't understand the connection.
No, but what is the point?
That I'm making. I'm not going to explain it to you.
No, you can't explain it. That's the problem.
No, the point is you can't understand it.
Edge round all the problems.
You can't understand it. You don't have the apparatus. It's what Aquinas called adequatio, and you don't have it.
No, you don't come out with anything. You listen to the viewers.
Viewers?
Right? Or
viewers?
You listen to the people on the radio.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do. Well,
bloody well
no,
don't.
You don't
Half
actually.
the time. I damn well don't. No.
No.
Would you like me to have both sides of the argument and you just listen? Because I'm sure I could do a better job arguing with me than you are.
No, not at all. Because you haven't really made any sense at all yet.
I'm not trying to make sense.
No, exactly.
I'm trying to mess with your mind.
I know.
And I am.
You can't mess with my mind.
Baby!
Because I know my mind better than you do.
Yeah, I'm glad I don't. We're all glad we don't. I was hoping he was going to take part in the Home Internationals. It's our sports quiz, football quiz, which will be running just as soon as we've got 4 contestants. I think if we have to wade through any amount of Tony Martins to get there. Let's leave that to us. Has that not been done today? Nobody's going to say anything that hasn't been said before about it. The knee-jerk thing of just a man's castle being his home, allowed to venture property and all that kind of thing. I've heard all that, and so many phone-ins all over the blooming shop. Let's put it to one side. Nobody's going to learn anything. Nobody's going to move on. You know? The thing that I'll remember is that the mother's only photograph of the boy who died is a picture that was taken of him at a police station when he was arrested for an offence just before he was shot, entering a different property, and was arrested at the police station, and she's got him in a gold frame, photograph of him in a gold frame on her mantelpiece. It's the only photograph she's got of him, and for me that speaks absolute libraries of what it was to be then. And it's so detaining and new that you just got to sit down next time you're in the WC and think what that must be like. You're 16 and the only photograph your mother has of you, the only photograph she owns of you, is one that was taken the last time you were in a police station under arrest. 08700 40 50 60 telephone number. Or something like that. Carried away then. Especially if you'd like to play the Home Internationals. I'll give you the first clue in the sports quiz in just a couple of ticks.
What does it say today?
Well, I didn't read it today because it was about
Come on.
It was about it was about. If I may, do you want me to answer the question?
Yes.
It was about the House of Lords today, and I'm not interested in the House of Lords. True?
Well, yes.
Okay, well, clear off then, all right?
No.
Clear off with your tail between your legs. Look, I can see it sticking down. That is a tail, isn't it? I hope that's a tail down between your legs there. Away you go, away you go. Off you go.
What was that about the House of Lords?
I didn't read it because I'm not bothered about the House of Lords. I'm not bothered about the House of Lords, the monarchy, or the Church of England.
Stop trying to look clever, because you're just an asshole. Good night.
Good mate, Jimmy. Murdered him. Rolling tonight. If anybody wants to try, I don't mind. It's a catch weight contest. I'm not bothered. I just feel so absolutely omnipotent.
Don't forget to subscribe and like. Comment too if you wish. Even slap your legs and make a purchase from Ann Summers. But don't do nothing.